Or Halloween can be a treat for some teams running towards the playoffs and a trick for those who'll be staying at home. Week 9 of the high school football season is here, and Sportsline Friday Night starts now.
It's Halloween here. The two guys that are normally on this show threw him in the corner. Yeah, I'm the Macho Man, Randy Savage.
And the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Woo! You know, Macho, we tore it down at WrestleMania. We tore it down in WCW. But right here, we're in the big leagues. WAFB, Sportsline Friday Night.
Oh, I'm the cream of the crop, not only of the WWE, but I'm the cream of the crop of the WAFB. And I'm here to do some high school football here tonight with my good friend, the Nature Boy. Let's get started with Jockstrap.
All right, let's go to the games now. Going to last night, Zachary was hosting Central at the Bronco Corral, picking up in the late first half. The Wildcats were up 21-14. Zachary's Michael Kirby is going to find Ethan Kinney for the touchdown, but the PAT was missed, so Central still in front 21-20. Third quarter, Zachary with the ball, chance to take the lead, and they're going to do it in a big way. Jeremy Patton takes the handoff, breaks some tackles, takes it in for the touchdown. 27-21, Zachary in front. Fourth quarter, Central back up 28-27. Max Gassiot is going to hit Brody Deal for the nice catch. First down, move those chains, and that's going to lead to Shane Brown taking the handoff. And he's going to go inside the end zone for the score. PAT good, 35-27 Central. Broncos driving. Michael Kirby looking for Kenny, but that's going to be broken up. Nice shot by Bo Hill to force an incomplete pass. But Zachary's going to hit pay dirt right here. Kirby, Kimmy, hook up again, this time for the touchdown, 35-33. Zachary must go for 2 to tie the game. And here we go. Let's see what Brew and the crew can dial up for this 2-point conversion. Reverse pass. Jacoby Rings throws to the end zone, but that's going to be batted down. The Broncos had one more chance on an onside kick, and Central would recover it. And the Wildcats go inside the Bronco Corral and get a big win, 35-33, 3-game win streak for Central. They're still kind of standing tune for that district, but Catholic still has the lead.
Ooh, next game, Twerp.
Thank you, Macho Man. EA and Dutchtown this evening. Or last night, I should say, 4-5-8 district matchup on Thursday. Tough neck-and-neck game with the Spartans leading in the fourth as J.J. LaBeouf launches his pass down the field and finds Jeremiah Merriweather for the touchdown to extend the lead to 24-14. The Griffins desperately needing a score, and boy, do they get one. Owen Fletcher keeps it himself and is going to take it all the way for the touchdown to keep Dutchtown in this game. They're only down by 3. Huge third down for the Spartans as LaBeouf rolls to his right, stops and throws to his left and finds Jason Blackburn coming up here for the first down. Well executed there. Got his man. And then a few plays later, the 4-star tackle, Bryston Martinez, keeps it himself and says, lights out. He scores another touchdown for the Spartans as East Ascension goes on to win 30-28. Spartans improved to 6-3 overall, 4-1 in District 5-5A. But Fletcher, man, what a night. 386 total yards and 4 touchdowns. All right. Denham Springs and Walker Thursday night as well. And after Denham threw the first punch and Walker responds as Jaden Wilson takes the handoff and he's going to run down the sideline all the way for the score to make it 7-7 early on. Later on in the second quarter, Yellow Jackets up 21-13. Dejan Goldman fakes out the cameraman as he rolls out to his right and finds Trey Seals in the end zone as Denham is rolling. Next, Wildcats drive. Jace Evan throws to the near sideline. His pass will be picked off by Quentin Clay. Coming up here as the band having themselves a good time in the stands. And here is Evans back to throw, and there it is. Intercepted. Nice play there by Clay, jumping the route, making the pick, and the Jackets take advantage. Brenton Paul running it up the middle here for another Yellow Jacket touchdown as Denham Springs. No trouble in this one. Lots of points 62-34, the final.
Woo! Denham Springs styling and profiling on their rival and still staying in touch for District 558. It's going to come down to the wire like it usually does. You know, Denham, EA, Santa Mar, Prairieville, always going to come down to the wire. All right, let's go back to last night. It was senior night in New Roads. Catholic of Point Capee hosted Sacred Heart. Catholic High of Point Capee probably not going to win their district, but they are going to be in tune to host a playoff game. And it was a big night for Micah Nipple, and this was the start of it. The junior hitting the edge and scoring the opening touchdown of the evening. 6-0 Catholic of Point Capee. Sacred Heart went down and scored, so it's 7-6. Third down for the Hornets. Jude Morrison, channeling his inner Patrick Mahomes, keeping the play alive and lobbing a pass crossfield to Cohen Hickenbotham, who is wide open. The senior makes the catch and picks up a few more yards to keep the drive alive. The Hornets are going to continue that push to the end zone. Nipple gets the handoff inside the 5 and crosses the goal line for his second score. He finished the day with 191 yards on 25 carries, 14-7 Hornets at the end of the first quarter. It was Halloween Eve at that point, and there was spookiness in the air. The long snapper sails it over the punter's head, and he just had to kick it out the back of the end zone for a safety. So 2 points for the Hornets plus the ball. On that ensuing possession, Morrison, the former Sportsline Player of the Week, runs a little play action fake, scans the field, dumps it underneath to DeMichael Hart, who steps by a tackle and jogs into the end zone. 22-10 Hornets at the half. Moving to the second half, Morrison showing why he once was a Sportsline Player of the Week. Nice play here, pump fakes and launches a deep ball, caught by Edwin Williams down the sideline, knocked out of bounds, but not before a big gain. And then later in the drive, on a 4th down, clutch skill activated, Morrison rolls to his right, rifles to the corner. Higginbotham makes a spectacular catch and taps the feet inside the lines. That's a touchdown, 30-17 Catholic of PC late in the second quarter. The Trojans pulled to within 6 points early in the fourth. Jacob Carute describes this as a classic Catholic of Point Capee football drive here. The Hornets milking the clock and moving the ball. Nipple with a big run around the left side for a first down. A few plays later, 3rd and goal from the 1. Morrison tries to sneak it in. You know those sneaks, there's always a lot of bodies, no telling what goes on underneath that pile. But eventually the officials do confirm it's a touchdown, 36-24 Hornets with 5 minutes to go. Last chance for Sacred Heart. Ellis Fusillade behind center, try to throw across the middle, but that is going to skip across the ground. And Catholic High of Point Capee, they're placed in good position to host a playoff game for the 2nd straight year and possibly earn a bye if they beat OC. 36-24, the final for the Hornets, and there's some post-game reaction.
They mean everything to me because, like, whenever I came to Catholic, I basically grew up with them, and they were like just my brothers ever since I came here, and I don't really want them to leave at all.
What do you like about this version of the Hornets?
We got a bunch of young guys, but over the summer they weren't really ready, but now they are, and I think they got a big part now, and they're just doing good.
Ooh, Micah Nipple running hard. Ooh, yeah. New Roads, Louisiana, False River, love it.
Love it very much. And we're going to be right back with Sportsline Friday
Step into
night.
a Slim Jim.
Woo! Welcome back to Sportsline Friday night. You know, Macho, when I rolled into town yesterday, on the big side of town in my limousine, they told me, Nate, you got to hear about those Catholic High Bears. They're playing pretty good.
Oh, I can tell you about the Catholic High Bears. They've won that belt. Oh, yeah. A lot of times, just like the Macho Man here. With highlights of their game against Woodlawn, here's that wimp, Jacques Cousteau.
Thank you, Macho Man. It was Catholic High taking on the Woodlawn, and this game started close, but didn't stay that way for long. Second quarter, Woodlawn drops back to pass, but the senior defensive back, Harrison Kidder, intercepts the pass over the middle. That sets up the Bears with great field position. On offense, they run some trickery here. A reverse, a fake reverse, and it finds its way into the hands of Bo Thomas for a nice gain. From there, running back Lamont Robinson finishes the job and punches it in for the score. And it was 21-7, Catholic High, looking pretty good. The Bears would get the ball back in a hurry, and they would score again. Jaden Miles on the ground. As we see the ensuing kickoff there, that's a cutaway of the kickoff.
Special teams get up too.
But moving ahead now, it was 31 to Jaden Miles on the ground. He's into the end zone. It will be 31-7 Bears at the half. Baylor Graves at quarterback in the second half. Not much change. Tanner Forbes makes a nice snag down the sideline to start the second half, and then it's easy end zone hookup as tight end Jude Chamberlain finds himself wide open for the score on a jump pass. Old Tim Tebow play. Catholic High 47-7. The final score.
And once again, it seems like they're going to win that district. They take care of Zachary next week. All right, Slaughter was hosting Broadmoor last night. Slaughter having a pretty good season this year. And their offense is trying to get something going as they get the handoff to Albert Eubanks, who's going to fight his way through Buccaneer defenders for the first down. They're going to get it back to Eubanks on the sweep. He goes to the left side, follows his blockers. Seems like he's going to have a touchdown, but that is going to be called back. There's a flag on the play. So a fourth down. Takimi and Ford are going to roll out, hit Nadorian Johnson, but Demarion Williams has none of it. So that gets into the Bucs offense, and that's going to go nowhere either. And that was basically the story of the day for Broadmoor's offense, because Slaughter would end up shutting them out 35-0, the final in that one. So yeah, a good season for Slaughter.
Elizabeth is home watching the show right now. Oh, yeah, Elizabeth. Keep on watching. WrestleMania in New Orleans, not in New Orleans. Get the scores right. Get the video right. Oh, yeah. More coming up. I want to tell you that my rival Hulk Hogan, ooh yeah, rest in peace, Hulkamania, Egomaniac, Prima Donna, the kid of Dunham, ooh yeah, not so much.
Macho, Dunham's just like Ric Flair. They got a bunch of Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, sons of guns.
Ooh yeah.
Who have a hard time holding these alligators down. Let's go with the highlights. Woo! Last night, Dunham taking on Episcopal, their rival. Dunham winning on a 5-game win streak. And Neil Weiner's boys, they had it going on in this one. They were up 21-0 in the second quarter, and they add to it right here as Elijah Haven throws underneath to Tyler Sotile. And Sotile does the rest for a 51-yard touchdown, 28-0 Tigers. Episcopal would go 3 and out, so that would lead to a punt. And one thing about Dunham, they score in a lot of ways, and special teams is one of them. Richard Montgomery is going to field it just inside midfield. He's going to fake the reverse, and he's going to follow his blockers. There's nothing but green grass in front of him. He's going for a 48-yard touchdown, 35-0 Dunham. Still in the second quarter, folks. Dunham's offense gets it back. They drive it down. They're threatening again, and this time Haven setting up. Little play action. Jarvis Washington across the middle for 6. 42-0. Start the running clock, folks, as Dunham will go on to win this one, obviously 42-7, and they've been winning well a lot. It's their 6th straight win ever since they lost to St. Charles Catholic. All right, sticking with last night, Parkview, they were up, their cheerleaders were up, and their players were up as they took on mentorship, and the Eagles offense got down into the red zone on their first drive, and that's going to lead to a pitch to 7 Domain, who's going to get to the outside and get inside the pylon for the touchdown, 7-0 Parkview. Ensuing drive, mentorship. They're going to try to respond. They're facing a 3rd down after Devin Ducote talks up his boys. Mentorship facing a 3rd down. They're going to take a shot down the field. It's going to land into the hands of Blaine Burrell, but Blaine Burrell plays for Parkview, so that's an interception. Good return. Sets up the Eagles offense in great field position, and that's going to set up Marquise Franklin, former Sportsline Player of the Week, styling, profiling, muscling his way into the end zone for the touchdown. 14-0 Parkview. 35-14 would end up being the final in this one in favor of the Eagles. As we show the scoreboard, we got a scoreboard, guys. I promise you it's 35-14. There we go. Parkview, they're going to be a playoff team. They should be. So, yeah, see how they do next week.
I'll be in the Boston Garden Tuesday, November 4th, oh yeah, taking on Tito Santana. But coming up after the break, oh yeah, Sanoma Gators, Prairieville Hurricanes, whole lot more, oh yeah.
Welcome back to the Halloween edition of Sportsline Friday Night. Ascension Christian at St. John. The Eagle ball boys were hyped up. It was the first quarter. Tyler Edwards handoff to Nathan Burley, picking up some yardage before being stopped at the 16-yard line. And Tyler Edwards, he hands it off back to Burley right into the end zone. That makes it 7-0 as the extra point was good at the 5:39 mark. The Eagles dancers liking that. Then Ascension Christian answers right back. LaRon McDowell, pass complete to Preston LeBlanc with a touchdown. So we're tied up 7-7 with the extra point good. Just 8 seconds left before halftime. Second quarter now. Tyler Edwards hands off to Nathan Burley, trying to make his way through tackles before being taken down. Next drive, Edwards, fake handoff, keeps it himself on the run down to the 12-yard line. Sticking with that rushing attack, Edwards handoff to Burley, stiff arming his way into the end zone for another touchdown coming up. The extra point was good, so it was 14-7. And in the end, St. John blowing them out 39-13.
All right, right down the road last night, Brewley was hosting St. Michael. 3 former Panther athletes were honored at halftime. This game was 27-24 in favor of Brewley at halftime. St. Michael had a chance to take the lead in the early third quarter as Bookie Livingston fakes the handoff and gets inside the 10 with a goal-to-go situation. Few plays later on a 3rd and goal, Bookie is going to hand off to Nathan Contine, but it's going to be stopped at the 1-yard line. So St. Michael's going to go for it on 4th and goal. Boogie trying to boogie, go to his right, trying to find somebody, but he's going to be gobbled up by Panthers defenders. Big goal line stand. That's basically the sequence of the day as Brewley ends up clinging on to that 3-point lead and go on to win 27-24. 51 points in the first half and 0 in the second. But Brewley got the job done. Macho, we got one more block left on Sportsline Friday night.
This show is on a pay-per-view, oh yeah, like WrestleMania 9 with me and him in Indianapolis. You can watch it for free, oh yeah. Here's how you see it. Hit him from the top rope. Woo! On the Tower of Power. Oh yeah, too sweet to be sour. Macho Madness.
Whoa! Join us on BXH. And then we're going to hit the town and find all the pretty ladies.
Welcome back to the main event. Oh yeah, Macho Man Randy Savage, the Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Macho, we just had a recent former Sportsline Player of the Week, Cooper Babin from Santa Ma. He's a wheeling, dealing, jet stealing son of a gun, and he probably was a son of a gun tonight when his Santa Ma Gators took on Prairieville Hurricanes. Let's see how that did. District 5-5A. Let's go to those highlights right here. Cooper Babin getting warmed up. Prairieville's one of those surprising teams this season. They took their lumps last week against Denham Springs. Let's see if they can bounce back. Santa Ma's Babin is going to hit Jermichael Millian. Well, he's going to go to Jermichael Millian, but it's going to be intercepted by Bryson Glover. So Prairieville's offense working with something. Skylar Kelly. Huge run down the sideline for the touchdown. The two-point conversion was missed. So the Hurricanes go in front 6-0. Santa Ma's offense back at it. Babin, he's quite the athlete. Ooh, takes a pop, but it gets the first down. Move those chains. And that's going to lead to a handoff to Jordan Hickerson up the middle for the touchdown. And Santa Ma does make their extra point, so 7-6 to end the first quarter. Second quarter now. Babin's going to show off the arm, but he's going to be intercepted again off a tip pass. This time it's Bryson Glover snagging it and being brought down, setting up his offense in good field position. Prairieville's going to get back to their run game, give it to their running back, Eric Williams, who goes in untouched for the touchdown. 14-7, Peeville in the lead. But here come those Gators. Babin can't find anyone, tucks and runs, keeps for the first down, moves the chains, and you might as well let number 10 finish what he started. Keeps it again, goes up the middle, touchdown. That ties it up at 14. So a real good shootout in this one. This district always has good drama. Third quarter, Skylar Kelly is going to throw, but his pass is intercepted by Jeremy Waitley. So Santa Ma's offense setting up in a goal-to-goal situation, and this time it's Hickerson again for the touchdown. So 21-17, Santa Ma back in front. Still in the third quarter. After their defense gets a stop, Babin drops back, takes a shot. Millian takes the big hit, but this time holds on to the football for the first down. What a strong catch by him. And here comes Mr. Babin again. Might be in the running for another Sportsline Player of the Week honor. That's a touchdown, 28-17. But Prairieville, they're not down and out yet. They get close to the end zone, and Dickerson punches into the end zone, 28-24. Santa Ma still in front. Fourth quarter now. Babin, handoff, Hickerson, another touchdown, 35-24. And to that point, Santa Ma just kept on piling on those Hurricanes. That score made it 42-24, and Santa Ma goes on to win 49-24, still keeping some chance alive in that district. And we got some post-game reaction from this one.
The first half of this game looked a little rough. There were 2 interceptions. What'd you say to them turn it around for the second half?
Well, we just encouraged them to keep playing. We knew it was going to be a 48-minute game, and we played 48 minutes. They didn't.
Next week you got Denham Springs. It's pretty evenly matched. What's the strategy going against them?
We haven't had a chance to look at them yet, but they're playing well. We're both 7-2. They got a district championship on the line, so maybe we can go out and play spoiler.
Anything else you want to say about tonight's game?
I was very proud of the way we came out in the second half. Bunch of big plays. I thought Jeremy Watley took over on the defensive side of the ball.
Coach, thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, that was Santa Ma head coach and Hard Rock fan David Oliver. Let's talk about Plaquemine. They were hosting Astruma. It was homecoming, and you saw the court, and the game would get going right away after Brendan Miles airs out the bomb to Tyron Henderson to give Plaquemine a 1st and goal on that big connection. The drive will be capped off with a fake check at the line, and then the quarterback sneak by Miles, giving the Green Devils an 8-0 lead. After a successful 2-point conversion.
Small cannon.
Le Petit Canon. After a string of plays down the field for Astruma, it would be quarterback Elijah Parker, who scores a scramble touchdown, making it 8-6 after a failed 2-point conversion. Next drive for Plaquemine would be explosive as Brendan Miles quickly airs it out to a wide-open Damon Bailey, and it's 16-0 after the 2-point conversion. Next drive for Plaquemine would be explosive as Miles quickly airs it out to a wide open, after 3 and out, Astruma, Dejan Bologna on the jet sweep for a 60-yard touchdown, making it 24-6 after the successful 2-point conversion. The next big play would be Miles slinging the ball down the field to Tyron Henderson, who somehow manages to catch this ball and puts the Green Devils on the goal line. Austin Young Jr. would finish off the drive by just crossing the goal line, making the score 32-6 after the 2-point conversion. Plaquemine would get the ball with just a minute to go before halftime, and none other than Dejan Belloni making a catch in traffic for the touchdown. 38-6 after the missed the PAT. Plaquemine would go on to handily beat Estruma 58-12 on homecoming night. Happy night for the Green Devils.
All right, we're going to stay in Iberville Parish. Go back to last night. White Castle was taking on Ascension Catholic, the Battle of the Bulldogs. We're going to show a kickoff as Chris Anthons is going to fumble it, but Cy Landry is going to scoop it up and return it 40 yards. So their offense has good field position to start off with. It's going to set up Greg Fernandez for a quarterback keeper. He goes up the middle, jukes a defender, and gets into the end zone for the 35-yard touchdown, 7-0 for the purple and gold Bulldogs. Still in the first quarter, they're going to give it to Trevin Simon, but White Castle is having none of it on this one. Just 3 Bulldogs are going to fly to the football, but Ascension Catholic is going to get it back as Fernandez is going to quarterback keep again. He's going to take off 35 yards for a huge first down pickup. This time they're going to give it to Mr. Simon, and the former Sportsline Player of the Week is going to reap the benefits. A 55-yard touchdown down the sideline makes it 15-0 Ascension Catholic. After their defense gets a stop, they're going to rinse and repeat. This is not going to be the same play coming up, but it is going to be the same result. Give the pitch to Trevin Simon. Our Photog loses him for a little bit, but hey, he gets him crossing the goal line. That's all we need. 22-0 Ascension Catholic, and they go on to win by a lot. 72-21 the final. Ascension Catholic looks like they're going to run away with that district after that big win against North Iberville last week.
Simon says 72 points.
Oh.
How about those guys? Madison Prep and U-High. Of course, that was Steve Schneider there, Troy LaBeouf. And this is a big one for the 6-3-A title. We pick it up on a 4th down play here. Landon Johnson of Madison Prep rolls out, throws to the sideline, incomplete. Turnover on downs. Aaron Moore in coverage. U-High forced the punt after that. The former Sportsline Player of the Week is deep, catches the punt. Evades the first wave, hits the edge, and it looks like he is gone. A punt return for a touchdown by Landon Johnson at Jeff Boss Field for visiting Madison Prep. How about that? The Chargers then decide to go for 2, and it's Jalen Smith gets the handoff and crosses the goal line, 8-0 Madison Prep in the first quarter. Skipping ahead to the final minute of the first half, 4th down for the Chargers offense. Dylan Reed flares a pass to the flat. It's caught by Johnson, but he is short of the line to gain. Turnover on downs. So we would go to the half. So the Chargers led at the break 8-0. So certainly a tight ball game, a 1-score game. Moving to the third quarter, Cubs in the red zone. Ethan McGlynn launches to the end zone. Lawson Dixon reels it in. The Southeastern commit with some great concentration to get you high on the board. Coming up here, a little shot put there. Touchdown. The Cubs line up in a different formation, and Coach Martin liking that. And they got the early in the fourth quarter, Madison Prep driving. Johnson completes the pass to Keon Robinson for the first down. Before it was William Martin with the pass to Bradley Goodson to tie the game at 8. And shortly after that, Johnson steps up in the pocket, throws in the flat, but it's picked off by Lorenzo Cooper, the senior, with nothing green grass ahead. He takes it all the way back, 14-8 U-High after a failed 2-point conversion. Madison Prep, though, back on offense, and it is Johnson kind of freelancing here. Looking for somebody, throws across the field, finds an outlet to Robinson for a catch, and a big gainer here as he rumbles down the field. U-High trying to put the game away. 3rd down, Sage Ingram dropped in the backfield by Victor Holland. So Madison Prep, one more chance. It would essentially come down to this. 13 seconds left in the game. Reed takes the snap. He would roll left. Can't get the pass off. He's dragged down by a linebacker coming up after U-High thought they had a chance to perhaps get the final play there, but Mixon, the walk-off sack, the explanation point for Landry Williams and company. Madison Prep, sorry about that, Phil got way ahead, but there you see the sack there.
U-High got the walk-off sack, it looks like.
U-High got the walk-off sack. My apologies here. Got turned around in the highlights, but in the end, got you the final score and the final highlights there. It was U-High getting a big win, so obviously their perspective on things this year after what happened last year. Remember this time last year they played this game, and U-High's postseason hopes were going up in smoke.
I tell you what, though, those U-High boys are going to be wheeling and dealing on the big side of town tonight, Macho. And we're going to have more Sportsline Friday night after this.
You better stay right there. Oh, yeah.
A matchup between Scotlandville and Liberty. It was also homecoming for the Hornets, and they would love nothing more than a win. But Liberty tried their hardest to make sure that would not happen on their first drive. Saden Foster gets the handoff and breaks off a long run that sets up a goal-to-goal situation. 2 plays later, Bryce Preston, QB keeper, gets to the edge and slides into the end zone for the touchdown. 2-point conversion good, 8-0 Liberty. Foster would score a touchdown at the end of the first quarter, so it would be 14-0 Patriots going into the second. Scotlandville trying to make something happen. Just beyond midfield, Jannard Green rolls to his left, takes a shot downfield. Dwayne Bent is out there for the touchdown, 14-6 after a blocked PAT. And of course, Mr. Ben is going to get some deserved face time. He's going to say all district. That's what he said right there. Next drive, Liberty third down. Scotlandville with a chance to get up the field, but that's when the Patriots hit him with a throw across the middle. Preston to Connor Nairn, and he jukes a defender, outruns another one, and gets to the end zone for the long 70-yard touchdown backbreaker right there for the Hornets. 20-6 Liberty. Their defense gets a 3 of 4. Now they force turnover on downs. Gets it back to the offense, and here comes Mr. Foster. Handoff, follows his guards. Stiffs arm the defender, gets inside the pylon for 6. 28-6 at that point. And the final score, 52-31 Liberty. Just a very impressive year for Jimmy Zachary's team.
Yeah, they've been dangerous, put up some points. Of course, that win against Zachary was the one that stands out. Let's talk about Southern Lad and Central Private. See the two teams taking to the field on the Thursday night. Southern Lab quarterback Jerry Botley with a deep pass to Anthony Weatherspoon for the touchdown. Southern Lab out to the 6-0 lead. Southern goes for 2. Botley the pass to Logan Dolphine, and it's 8-0 there as he slingshots it into the end zone. Botley then, they just kept throwing, airing it out here to Jaden Hatch, who is behind the secondary for the beautiful catch and the catch and run score. He will eventually find the blue paint, and they will go for 2 again. Botley throws to Jamar Gardner for the score, 16-0. Then Botley the pass to Jace Wright with the big run here coming up.
You got some speed right there.
Finally,
There
he's
we
brought
go.
down by the white jerseys. Is Wright. Wright was in flight. Botley passed to Jamar Gardner for the touchdown in the other end zone, or the other corner of the end zone, 22-0. Then they go for two. Botley, the pass to Dolphine again, 24-0. And not running the ball and not kicking extra points. Botley pass to Weatherspoon for the touchdown, 30-0. They go for two again, and Botley the pass to Jaden Hatch for the score, 32-0 at the end of the first quarter. I think you get the idea. Southern Lab goes on to win 52-7. All right, Northeast and Capital, senior night for Capital. First quarter, last seconds of the first quarter. Cameron Wilson throws it to Deion Dixon for the first touchdown of the game, 6-0. Nice move, staying on his feet, refusing to be tackled. He's into the end zone for the score. Second quarter, Northeast has it at the goal line. Jordan Sampson makes it in for the easy touchdown. And Capital gets it back. They're trying to move it, but Cameron Wilson, his pass is intercepted by J. Sean Watkins.
Good ball skills right there.
Northeast, very nice. Next play, it's Sampson throwing the pass to Chris Barnes for the touchdown as he's behind the secondary. Somebody busted back there.
That's a holy coverage bus.
Yeah. Mr. Lonely in the secondary, trots in for the score, 14-8. Capital gets the ball back. Cameron Wilson tries to run it, but ends up fumbling, and it's picked up by Alex Curvin. Northeast would get the victory, 29-14, the final score in this one. So Northeast, they're moving towards a winning season. And Capital, been a long year.
All right, whoop. One more block. One more block of
Oh, it's the
Sportsline Friday
Halloween
nights.
version of Sportsline Friday night. One block left. Ooh, yeah.
Sportsline, East Louisiana hosted Baker. It was homecoming at Eastvale. Congratulations to Markayla Armstead, the homecoming queen. First quarter, Marcus Cannon Jr. throws a pass, but it's going to be intercepted by Baker's Justin Triplett. He's going to try to get his way to the end zone, but he's taken down by a host of Tigers. So let's see if Baker's offense can cash in off the interception, as Singleton is going to keep to himself on the carry, but he's going to be taken down by Matthew King. So no luck for Baker trying to get in the end zone. They decide to kick a field goal. Hey, even the kickers get love on Sportsline Friday night. How about that? 3-0. The Bucks take the early lead. Eastvale is trying to respond as Jesse Green. No, not Jesse Green right there. That's Caden Wilson in the end zone for the touchdown. As Eastvale looks like they had no problems in this one. They go on to win by the final score after the mascot gets this.
28-9.
28-9 is the final in that one. Anything else?
We have one more score to show you, I believe. As the scoreboards are giving us some problem here at the end of the show.
Technical difficulty. That's just how it goes.
There we go.
There we go. It happens. All right, Donaldsonville got a win over Berwick 49-6 last night. Good season for Darnell Lee and company. Hope y'all enjoyed this Halloween edition of Sportsline Friday night. For the Macho Man Randy Savage, I'm the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Sportsline Friday night, whether you like it or don't like it, learn to love it because it's the best thing going today.
Step into a Slim Jim.